All right, welcome everyone to WKYC.com and on our WKYC YouTube page. I'm Dave DeNatale. That is Nick Camino. Tonight is Game 5 of the American League Division Series. The Guardians at the Yankees.
Wow.
Couldn't get it done last night in Game 4. Had that opportunity to close out the Yankees, close out Goliath, and the Guardians couldn't do it. But, you know, for fans, Nick, who may be kind of like, boy, I don't think we can win in New York. I don't think that this can be done. There are still reasons for optimism tonight.
Absolutely. I mean, I was thinking about this on my drive in today, Dino. Obviously, we wanted to see them win yesterday.
Indeed.
You want to see them close out the Yankees. You don't have to go back there. You don't have to deal with a Game 5. Saying all that, if they couldn't win, that was probably best case scenario, the way that was handled by Terry Francona yesterday. I mean, you saw some of those arms that he was throwing in there, Morris and Plesac. We haven't seen those guys, and I think some people were like, why is he approaching this game like a doubleheader?
Right.
Well, I think what Terry Francona was trying to do was make sure he's got all hands on deck for tonight. He was trying to make sure he's got all his arms situated. Sure, he'd like to win that game yesterday. Sure, they would have liked to have won in walk-off fashion in the ninth. Then you don't got to worry about any of that. But I think he got the sense of how the game was kind of going, and in that way he said, okay, I want to make sure we've got our full gamut for tomorrow for a Game 5. So I think that's a great reason for optimism. We know what the Yankees pen has dealt with. They've had some issues. And the Guardians bullpen is one of their strengths. And now on top of that, we could see some starters mixed in. You know, we'll see how he plays this.
How many times this year did we have to, because of doubleheaders and things like that, the Guardians had to go to these types of bullpen games? I mean, Aaron Savali's a starter. I mean, let's just say that. But, you know, many times this year they've had to win doing this kind of approach, and it's worked out well for them.
And you've seen it across Major League Baseball too. The Tampa Bay Rays have done it a lot, but you're right. I mean, the Guardians have done that, and so you're going to see Savale tonight. I think they're hoping he can give them 2 or 3 innings. I think the ideal thing would be truly one time through that Yankee lineup, and then you could probably start going to the bullpen and mixing some guys. I think they really want to try to get 3 out of them, but if it has to be 2, it's okay. I know Terry Francona said, hey, we just told them go out there and pitch, and when we come get you, we come get you. After that, I think you're going to see Stefan. I think you're going to see Karinchak. I think you're going to see Clase. I think you're going to see those guys earlier than we're used to seeing them. And I know Terry Francona has maintained he doesn't want to bring in Bieber. I have a hard time thinking if it's the 9th or 10th or 11th inning and you're in a tie game that he's going to be sitting in that bullpen not doing anything. I think all hands are on deck tonight, and you don't worry about Game 1 of the ALCS because you got to get this thing done tonight.
So, you know, if there are 2 on with Judge at the plate in the 7th inning, let's say, we might see Clase.
Sure.
Remember, think of Andrew Miller in 2016.
That's the blueprint right there.
As the blueprint. You know, your closer may not pitch in the 9th, but he may come in early because you may have that lead or maybe a tie game, and you got to maintain it.
And with as good as Stefan has looked, you know, it's funny about Stefan. He was a Yankee draft pick, and I feel like he loves pitching against these guys. He's been great. Aaron Boone spoke his praises the other night. You could see him in the 9th inning, you know, if Clase's in the most high-leverage situation, and then you got him to face 7, 8, and 9 maybe in the 9th. But I think the key here for this game, Dino, has to be score early.
Yes.
Because that will allow you to begin your strategy of bringing those arms in when you want
while taking that hostile Bronx Zoo crowd
That's exactly right.
out of it a
Score
little bit.
early, and you know, don't let Judge get going. Don't let Stanton get going. For the most part, they've done a pretty good job of that. You know, it's been weird. A guy like Harrison Bader's been kind of a thorn in their side. But yeah, I mean, for the most part, they've kept some of their guys in check. So tonight, score early, get 2 or 3 runs from Savale, and hopefully your bullpen can get you there the rest of the way.
And lastly, on the offensive side, you know, I think back here at home at Progressive Field, they started to get back to things that have worked well for them. You know, singles, bloops, moving runners, stealing bases, things like that. At some point, though, you just get the feeling if you've got 1 or 2 runners on, you've got to come up with that big extra base hit. I'm not even talking about the home run, which, by the way, at Yankee Stadium, you can certainly hit it out of the park. But just that clutch big hit with runners in scoring position. You feel like this offense would just absolutely come to life.
And you've watched most of the games this year. I have too. They've had those kinds of innings where they put up a crooked number. So if you could do that tonight, it's like, whoa, you know, if you could get 3 runs on the board, you feel pretty good about where you're at given your pitching staff right now and your pitching situation. So score early, get to that Yankee pen. those have to be some of the keys. And I think all hands are on deck tonight to try and force to try and win this series. And then you get to game 1 of the ALCS. But it's funny, no one's talking about the Astros.
No.
And that would be a crazy series to play the Houston
Wouldn't that
Astros,
be
given
amazing?
everything with the cheating and all that. I mean, that would just be, the storylines write themselves. It's a great story, and it's funny. Nobody in Cleveland wants to even sniff that, go there, because they know they got their work cut out for them tonight in a Game 5.
As my man Tyler Carey pointed out, history not on the Guardians' side. They are 4-20 all-time in elimination games. Haven't won one of these winner
So
must-win
the trend
games.
is not in their favor.
The trend is not in their favor.
But you know what they say about trends?
They're made to be broken.
A trend is your friend till the end.
Oh, I like that. All right. Nick Camino will have your game previews throughout the afternoon and evening. And then what's next at 11 o'clock, he'll have all the highlights. You follow us on Twitter. We'll be following the game all night long. We've got Neil Fisher also out at the Bronx to give us live reporting for everything here today and tonight.
What do you think? They get it done?
Why not? Why not us?
Does that
Why
mean
not
no?
now?
No, I'm kidding. I mean, listen, it's not in their favor, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
I think crazy things have happened.
They've overcome so many odds this year. Why not one more time? All right, for Nick Camino, I'm Dave DeNatale. Thanks for watching this special Guardians-Yankees preview right here on WKYC.com.